What's up, social media world? My name is Ernest Valdez, and I'm here to talk to you about something that I personally love. Now, a lot of people know me to be a professional wrestler, a singer, a lot of different things, but one thing I am is an NBA enthusiast. I love basketball. I've loved this since I was a little boy, and my team, as you can see, is the Miami Heat. Favorite player, Dwayne Wade. I've been a fan since '94, all the way back from the Glenn Rice days to Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway to getting Dwayne Wade, getting Shaq with our first championship, then getting LeBron James and Chris Bosh into the Big Three era. And then after that, 2016, making it to the second round, to Dwayne Wade leaving, to now, pretty much the team that we are, which is one of the best, nittiest, grittiest defensive teams in the NBA. Being a Miami Heat fan, you can't be prouder. We didn't have the season that we thought we pretty much would get. I'm pretty sure every Miami Heat fan thought that this year would be similar to 2016, second round run, maybe possibly Eastern Conference Finals, but we got stopped by Philadelphia. We just ran into a better team, a team that wanted it more. A few takeaways from the 2018 season, before we get into the offseason and everything that I'd like to say that we went through. We had a lot of good things that happened. I think we were the team in the NBA that, had the highest, closest point margin in the NBA. And I'll explain what that is. What that basically is that we were the team that I believe over 45 games that all of the games ended in a margin of less than 3 points. That means that we were always the closest in the fourth quarter. We finished winning 44 wins, but that easily could have been a 54-win season because a lot of the games that we lost were by such a close margin. And I watched all the games this season for the Miami Heat, all 82 games. And I can tell you, watching it with my wife, we were very close in a lot of games. A lot of losses was simply because of the fact that we just didn't have that closer. Then Dwayne Wade came into the team. Thank God. I think every Miami Heat fan rejoiced. It was the season of nostalgia. Pretty much. Dwayne Wade came back and, he put on that cape. A lot of times he saved us in the end. But, being 36 years old, you can only do it so much in today's NBA game. And that's where the Heat are, this offseason. It's to try to fill that gap. It's to try to get that guy who we can go to at the end of the game. And that's really going to be the challenge this offseason. But a lot of great things that happened this season was we saw the emergence of Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson is a second-round draft pick who a lot of people didn't expect a lot from. And he's becoming one of the top defensive players in the NBA. This kid has one of the best hustle and drives I've seen in a long time. He reminds you of Eddie Jones, Udonis Haslem, these tough nitty-gritty players that will dive for the loose ball and do anything they can just to help their team get that win. And that's something this Miami Heat team is based off of. Justice Winslow, James Johnson, Kelly Olynyk, Goran Dragic, these guys are, like Dion Waiters says, they're dogs, man. They'll do anything they can to win. And speaking of Dion Waiters, that is a key element that we lost this year. A lot of people say what you want about the Miami Heat. Stephen A. Smith said it best that he feels like that we're one of the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, and I really believe that. Dion Waiters showed a swagger about himself before that ankle injury that was like, hey, man, he could really kick it to the next level. And I thought this year he was going to do it. He only averaged 14 points a game for the 30 games he played, but some of those games, the game against Boston, when he stopped the 16-game winning streak, games like against Minnesota when he hit that game-winning 3, this kid was just on another level. But the ankle injury slowed him down, and that was something that the Heat was falling into this season. You have your big 3 of Goran Dragic, Dion Waiters, and Hassan Whiteside, and a lot of times Whiteside and Waiters were out. And that really hurts. That really does hurt. We had a lot of expectations, but I knew when Dion Waiters went down, that hurt us. Then Dwayne Wade came back to fill that role. But it just, it could have been better. It could have been better. Like Pat Riley said in the playoffs against Philadelphia, give me game 4 back. The Heat win that game 4. Who knows where this series would have went. But onwards and forwards, I like to say. So a couple great takeaways from the season also. Goran Dragic being an all-star. He's been in this team now for the last 3 years, showing that he really is an all-star in the NBA. Kelly Olynyk showing that in his first season in the Heat that he could be that reliable big. And then you got Bam Adebayo, who's the games that he would start, getting those monster double-doubles, that really shows you something. And then you had a lot, Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson is a guy that I love, man. The kid plays hard. He has a beautiful jump shot, takes it into the hole. But for $19 million this season, it's going to be hard. This Heat team, I feel at best, is a second-round team. Maybe they can squeeze into the Eastern Conference Finals based on injuries and who they get. So what the Heat can do, they have a few options. One option, obviously, give this team another shot. See what you can do with this team. There's a possibility LeBron might go to the West. The West might be more dominant, so the East might open up a little bit more. But with Boston, they're going to be a juggernaut this season. So the only way that the Miami Heat can contend is if they get a perennial all-star player. It's hard to say this, but LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Even though Paul George, I think, is the longest shot. I think the best shot that we have might be Kawhi Leonard. You can talk to San Antonio and try to come up with a trade. The Miami Heat have one of the best organizations in the NBA, and I know this guy wants to go play with the Lakers, but there's a chance that you can talk him into staying in your team if you want to take that risk. Now, the Heat do have a lot of tradable contracts that they can get rid of, and I'm going to talk about possible trade scenarios. Obviously, you can comment, you can share, you can let me know what your trade ideas are, but I think that the Miami Heat really have a shot. And if you don't believe me, let the past prove it to you. 2004, we went second round, we lost to Indiana, and everybody was thinking, okay, this young team's going to do it, and what did we do? We traded for Shaquille O'Neal. Jump later, 6 years. We lost in the first round 2 consecutive years. What are the Heat going to do? There was even a chance we were going to lose Dwayne Wade to Chicago. Nobody saw the Miami Heat doing much, and what did we do? We signed LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, formed the Big Three. Every few years, Pat Riley does something huge. Let's go even before that, before the Shaquille O'Neal, 1995. Pat Riley just came into this team as the GM. What did he do? He made a blockbuster trade for Alonzo Mourning. And then mid-season, another one for Tim Hardaway. Pat Riley has this innate thing about himself that he takes disgruntled players, brings them to his team, shows them the family culture that this team has, and they fall in love with it. There's been a lot of guys that we've done that with. Those are just a few examples. I can give you many, many more, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying that a lot of people that are scratching the Miami Heat off with LeBron James, because we're one of the teams that are going to meet with him, by the way. We are. But they're just scratching us off. The media, First Take, the Jump, everything. They don't even talk about the possibility of LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard going to the Heat, because Kawhi Leonard, his request was the Lakers. Well, you know what? Kyrie Irving's request was the Knicks, and look where he went. Pat Riley is in his early 70s. He's getting ready for retirement. I don't think that this whole one-year rental idea for Kawhi Leonard is that crazy. Why the hell not? It's not like we're going anywhere far anyways. You're trading him into your team. Yeah, let's say he stays for 1 year. But if we go far with him, he just might be happy to stay. Miami's a beautiful city. Anyways, so that's an option. Or you entertain the option of bringing back LeBron James. You sell LeBron James on the fact that he'll be here with Dwayne Wade, that he'll have some of the youngest pieces around him, some of the best defensive options around him, some guys that can hit some shots. He will have the help. The Miami Heat have proven all season that they can go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams. The problem that they have is the last 3 minutes of the game. Watch the games. Go back. You'll see it yourself. We stay tone-to-tone for the first 45 minutes, but something happens in the last 3 minutes. It's experience. It's because they get nervous. They don't know who to give it to. And normally, who's that guy that does it? Dion Waiters, but he's injured. So that's what's going on right now. So you can either keep this team the way it is and see what Dion Waiters can do, or you can go all in. You can go all in for LeBron and Kawhi Leonard. And how do you go in for these guys? You trade for Kawhi Leonard, you open up pieces, you try to bring LeBron James, or you try to get one of them. If the Miami Heat can get Kawhi and LeBron, that'd be the dream package. That'd be the dream. It really would. But the Lakers are trying to do the same thing. So let's see what goes from there. So, here is my trade scenario for Kawhi Leonard. You let me know what you think. Now, you have two options. You can either go, because you're trying to match contracts. Remember that. You're not only just trying to match talent, you're trying to match numbers. Kawhi Leonard, I don't know his number. I can tell you right now. Give me a second. Kawhi Leonard makes around in the $20 million range. Probably like in the low 20s, 20, 22, something like that. Let's say between $20 and $24 million. I don't know. So you got to match it. Now, what the Heat are probably going to have to do as well is they're probably going to have to take someone else's contract from San Antonio. Maybe someone like, I don't know, a Danny Green. So let's say you take Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green. Now, with that, you have to give them more. You have to give them more young pieces. You have to give them more great options. So you're gonna surround it around either Hassan Whiteside or Goran Dragic. I believe that the San Antonio Spurs, no matter what happened this last season, should have some interest in Hassan Whiteside. They have been building their team around the big man since the 80s with David Robinson. Then they drafted Tim Duncan in 97, and then they went with him. And now you have Hassan Whiteside. You'll have Hassan Whiteside around Tim Duncan and David Robinson, just coaching him with all this knowledge. He's one of the best defensive big men in the NBA. He just lacks motivation. Greg Popovich, I believe, is a way better coach than Eric Spoelstra. As much as I love Eric Spoelstra, Greg Popovich is heads and shoulders above Eric Spoelstra. So, you put Hassan Whiteside in that organization, he plays better. That's a fact. And he's younger than Goran Dragic. But whichever one San Antonio wants. What I would offer, Hassan Whiteside, Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, a future round first draft pick. For Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. What you're getting is a big-time player with Hassan Whiteside. Two of the best young defensive pieces in the NBA in Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow. Now, you can switch it around. You can maybe change little players. Maybe they want Dion Waiters. Maybe they want James Johnson. But that's what they're going to have to do. 3 players with a future first-round draft pick for this guy. Now, the possibility what the Heat is doing, they might be risking a lot because you get Kawhi Leonard, but you lose those 4 guys. But right now, at this point, you have to make a home run swing. You have to swing for the fences. You have to. Or you're going to be an NBA mediocrity for the next few years. So, those are my thoughts. That's how I feel. Miami can go that route, or they can trade they can find deals for Tyler Johnson, James Johnson for cash considerations, open up the cap, and go after LeBron James and another piece. If you can fill this team with good players and surround LeBron with his best friend in Dwayne Wade, this will work. So, I know I've gone on a tangent. This is my first video. I was a little bit excited. I hope I did great. There might be some people that might not like it. I'm known to catching hate from people all the time, so if you want to hate, doesn't matter. You want to share some love, you want to share your opinions, ask some questions, I don't care. I'm going to be posting more videos. The NBA draft is tonight, so I wanted to post this because tomorrow I'm probably going to be talking about something else since we might see some big trades going on. So right now the idea was to talk about the NBA pre-draft and talk about the Miami Heat. I'm going to post another video about what I think is going to happen today with the NBA draft and whatnot. But this video specifically was for Miami Heat fans and this organization. So let me know what you think. Do you have different trade ideas? Who do you like better, Bam Adebayo or Hassan Whiteside? Do you guys think that we should keep Hassan Whiteside or let Hassan Whiteside go and go with this Bam Adebayo kid? Do you want to see Tyler Johnson go because of this mad contract that we got him, or do you want to see him stay? What's your guys' feelings and opinions about Dion Waiters coming back? Are you high on Dion Waiters? Do you think that he can actually be that piece, or does he need a guy like LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard to help him out? So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Responses will be great. Share, like, post. You know the drill. Guys, it was great chatting with you. If you want to go ahead and catch me in wrestling, June 30th, I'm going to be in Mineola at WXW in Clearmont. But I'll be posting more videos about NBA, Miami Heat. So catch you guys soon. And that's enough said.